Hi, I'm Casey, and welcome to my new YouTube channel. This is a channel where I'll be doing all sorts of different things and making videos. So today we're going to do a little movie review on possibly one of the greatest films of our generation, if you were born in my generation. Today we're going to be reviewing one of the best films to come out of the early 2000s. I think it is an undisputed fact that this film is loved by all. There are no complaints that I can think of. I'm going to review The Cat in the Hat. The Cat in the Hat. The Cat in the Hat.
I'm so excited!
But before I can review it, I gotta tell you a little bit about the history of the film. The Cat in the Hat was first written as a novel by the world-renowned author Dr. Seuss, known for books like, The Lorax of Mice and Men. At the time, Dr. Seuss didn't realize how big of a hit this book was going to be. He said, you know what? I think it would be funny to have a hat, but underneath the hat we gotta have something even funnier. And he said, well, we gotta have a cat, because what's funnier than a cat in a hat? So Dr. Seuss wrote the book, and he said, you know what? This cat's gonna do bad things because cats aren't supposed to wear hats. So you can't have a good hat wearing cat. It's just not possible. So Dr. Seuss wrote the book, and kids were like, I can relate to this because sometimes I have to watch over my cat and it does bad things. Like it ruins mom's dress, then they let things out of a box. It's very relatable, and I think that's what really brought it to the forefront of American literature. Let's fast forward 30 years. Dr. Seuss is on his deathbed. He's watching Saturday Night Live, and he sees Mike Myers. He says, if they ever make The Cat in the Hat into a movie, there's only one person I want playing The Cat in the Hat. Well, he said Dana Carvey, but that doesn't matter because in the end, he died and they didn't even know. He would never know. He never found out that Mike Myers played him, so it's a thought that counts. They got one Saturday Night Live member to fill the role, so I think it's a win. So, director Bo Welch said, you know what, if we're going to even attempt to make this film, we're going to have to do it a great justice to the original novel. In the early stages of the film, they actually had a real live cat on set. They put him on screen, it was a cat, they had Mike Myers off screen, and he was saying all the lines, and they tried to get the cat to mime all the words. And it was about $3 million worth of film down the drain because the cat he hadn't been in any films before. He was in one Tidy Cats commercial, and what happened was they saw the meow 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 song from the commercial where the cat sings, and they were like, wow, it's a singing cat, we gotta have him in this movie. But little did they know, I wouldn't have known, what they did was they took the cat's mouth, but in post-production they actually digitally did that, so the cat wasn't singing, that was an animated mouth. So Bo Welch, he didn't realize that, and $3 million later he says, well, that was a waste of $3 million, and they had to start from scratch. So at this point they said, well, what are we going to do? It's not going to look like a real cat. And somebody pointed out, in the book, that's a really big cat. He's not the size of a normal cat. Theoretically, we could have a man in a cat costume. And they said, well, so now we have to get Mike Myers and somebody to get in the cat costume? And it was really, there were a few months of battles between producers. They just did not know what to do. And in the end, they said, wait a second. We'll just get Mike Myers to get in a costume. It doesn't matter. They won't know it's Mike Myers because he's going to be a cat. So in the end, that's what they decided to do. Fun fact, during the filming of The Cat in the Hat, Mike Myers never took off his costume. Not once. He wore it for 3 straight months just so he could get inside the life of a real cat. He was a method actor. He wanted to be the best he could be. So, did he go to the bathroom? Yes, but he went in the litter box because that's what cats do. And when they gave him food, they didn't give him what he wanted. They gave him tuna. That's what cats eat. That's what really, really locked him into that character. Now, in this video, I've talked a lot about the production aspects of The Cat in the Hat, the film. But now I think it's really time we get to the review portion of my video. For this episode, we're not going to rank things on a 5-star basis because that's just not what I want to do. It's also for copyright reasons. For this episode today, we're just going to review out of 5 hairballs for obvious reasons. So first we're going to talk about script. Going into this film, there's a lot of build-up, lots of build-up, about half an hour of only human characters. Now, for me, I go in, I see the big title, The Cat in the Hat. And what do I expect? I expect a cat in a hat. And for a half hour of that film not to have a cat in the hat, it just doesn't feel right. So for that reason, I am going to give the script portion, the storyline portion of The Cat in the Hat, a 4 out of 5 hairballs. Now let's talk about makeup and design and all that. Wow. I mean, just look at that. You would never know that that's not a cat. If I saw that on the street, I would go over there and I'd say, I'm gonna pet you because you're a real cat. We're going to have to give it a 5 out of 5 hairballs. Now let's talk about comedy. To me, this is one of the best comedies of all time. And I think you can't skimp out on hairballs on this one. We're going to have to give it a 5 out of 5 hairballs for this because, I mean, just look at this clip.
Here she is, the super luxurious, omnidirectional whatchamajigger.
SLOW?
Yeah, slow. It's better than the last name we had. Super hydraulic instantaneous transporter.
Oh, you mean...
No!
I mean, how can you see that and not laugh? I laughed almost every time. There was one time I didn't, but that's because I was looking outside and there was a chipmunk and, you know, sometimes when you get preoccupied. So let's do the big ranking now. So we got 5 hairballs for makeup and design, 5 hairballs for comedic effect, and we only got 4 hairballs for the storyline. So together, that gives us 14 out of a possible 15. So I would give this an A rating. Right now, that's the top of my list, The Cat in the Hat. Thank you for watching. I hope you watch again next time. I'll probably do another movie review. Maybe I'll do something else. I don't know. This is my first video. I haven't done this before. Well, I did before, but not this channel. This is a new channel. And I hope you enjoyed watching. So now I gotta come up with a catchphrase to say goodbye. So don't forget to wear pants. I'm out.